Bahamas Athletics Today, coverage of the IAAF 2012 Centenary Gala in Barcelona, Spain is brought to you by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, the International Association of Athletic Federations, and Consumers' Choice.
Bahamas Athletics is here in beautiful Barcelona, Spain with Olympic and world champion Kirani James, 20 years old from Grenada. Kirani, going into London, you had a stellar track and field career. Youth world champion at 400 meters, world champion at 400 meters, and all eyes were on you. Did you have any trepidations or any fears going into such a big stage? You've never been on this stage before with any trepidations going in?
No, not at all. Like you said, I've never been on a stage like that before, so I don't have nothing to lose, but so much to gain. And to me, I went with a mentality that as long as I perform my best, people that really matter to me are gonna be proud of me. So that alone just cleared my conscience and allowed me to compete to the best of my ability.
What was your reaction when you saw the winning time?
I mean, it was great. Just seeing that time. Just knowing that you're finally, a part of a very elite group of guys who achieve that time. I mean, it was great. It just showed that I'm on the right track to do some great things, as long as I stay focused and as long as I don't take anything for granted.
Now, as athletes, sometimes when we look at our times, we say, well, I could have done better, or, I'm not that satisfied with my time. Did you have any of those sort of thoughts running through your mind when you won?
I mean, sometimes, that thoughts, actually happen, to be honest. It happens with all athletes. But, on a stage like that, you can't really look at time. You look at the titles, you look at your performances, and you look at, the effect that you have on other people.
Now, Michael Johnson made a comment that he thought you could have gone a little faster if it were not for your running style. You called it in the interview your unique running style. How would you, what would you say to critics of your running style?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's always going to be people that, think that you can improve on it, and I'm glad that, they're, being honest with them, honest with me and expressing themselves. But, I mean, it's working for me right now. So, I mean, why change it? I mean, because, me trying to change stuff, I mean, you never know what could happen. I can go slow and then everyone's questioning what's wrong with me. I have imperfect technique, but I'm not doing the same. But like I said, it works for me right now. So, I have no excuses to change it or anything to change it. Why?
Now, Otto said in the interview earlier that he believes that Johan will run Bolt out of the 100 into the 4. Tell us your reaction. Do you have a relationship with Bolt right now?
I don't know him that well, because we hardly see him. Paparazzi and all that stuff gonna get him. So I mean, we hardly see him. But I mean, my encounters with him, he's a great guy. Very fun, very down to earth. Just likes being himself. And a lot of people talk about him coming to the 400. He's not actually coming to the 400. He's going back to the 400. A lot of people, us in the Caribbean that knows his roots. So as I said in the interview, as long as he brings a lot of interest and a lot of publicity to our event, the 400, which we don't get a lot of, more than the 100 or 200. I mean, it's good for our event.
Is it good for you?
We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I always welcome high-level competition. I guess that's going to move our sport forward. And it's not about me. It's about track and field. Just gaining more and more notoriety every day.
Okay, as the front runner in the event right now, is there anyone that you are keeping your eyes on in the event? Coming up in the event.
I mean, everybody. First of all, I don't see myself as a front runner. I think, next year everyone has a clean slate. So everyone that's running the 400. I mean, if you want to come out and run the 400, you're just an equal threat as the last Olympic champion. So, I see everyone as a threat. I don't take anyone for granted. Not anyone.
Okay, you had two Bahamians ahead of you going into the finals. Chris Brown You know, they call him the grandfather of the 400. Some may want to see him as that. What would you, what are your thoughts about the two Bahamians? Were you familiar with them going into the finals? Uh, were there any, again, trepidations about them being ahead of you in the finals?
No, not really. You know, as I said, I don't take anyone for granted. You know, I ran with Demetrius in college, so I know what he's capable of. You know, Chris Brown has been, you know, so consistent for the last, you know, how much years that, you know, you can't never rule him out of anything. So I mean, the whole field was talented. You know, guy from Bahamas, you know, they went out there and they represent their country proud. You know, no matter what place they got. You know, because they went out there and won the 4x4. So I mean, that was a whole nother feat for himself. But you know, very great guys. You know, very competitive. You know, very good guys. Very great people.
Okay, last two questions. Carifta Games are in the Bahamas, being held in the Bahamas, 2013. Can we expect to see you there cheering on the other Carifta athletes from Grenada?
Um, Most likely, you know, you might see me unless something serious comes up. You know, I've never been to the Bahamas, so I guess that's an opportunity for me to go there and you know see what it's all about. But you know, I've always loved Carifta. You know, just seeing the level of competition and just seeing that raw talent at that age. You know, just seeing them and then, you know, in the next couple of years, you know, I can say, you know, I saw them, you know, when they were just coming out. You know, I'm sure a lot of people said the same thing about me. So I just want to have that experience.
And the last question, the Mohawk. Tell us a little something about it.
Um, um, well, one of my friends, you know, he cuts my hair all the time. He just said, "Hey, why just take a mohawk, switch it up a bit?" So, you know, I mean, it was just, you know, my idea of doing something fun with myself. You know, I don't have too much fun. I don't, you know, go out to much parties. Or I don't drink alcohol or anything like that. So, I guess this is my idea of having a bit of fun with myself.
All right, thank you so very much for taking the time to be with Bahamas Athletics today.
www.bahamasathletix.com. This is Kirani James, live from Barcelona.